Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm just so happy to be back with something different for you guys. As you can tell from the title, it's not actually going to be a makeup tutorial. I know that's all you guys see from me, and that's the problem. I couldn't help but when I was reading through the comments, see how much you guys really wanted to get to know me. And I'm quite flattered, but at the same time really, you know, because I don't ever do stuff like this. I thought you guys just wanted tutorials and tutorials, but I was wrong, and you guys actually want to know about me. So yeah guys, I did post on Snapchat, you know, anyone that wants to know anything about me, makeup tips, makeup questions, to send them through. And you guys, you guys sent through so much, it's actually ridiculous. I'm gonna try to get through all of them, but if I don't, I'm really sorry. And if I don't read your question again, I'm really sorry. There's just so many to go through. But yeah, I'm gonna start off with just introducing myself and the generic info about me that you guys might want to know, and then I'll go into the deeper questions. But yeah guys, let's get started. First things first, you guys may know me as Vintynellie, Nelly, or Nelly Robert, but my name is actually Anneli, and I'm 20 years old. Everyone, this is a question that so many people ask: how old are you? How old are you? How old are you? I'm 20 years old, and my birthday is in December. Let's just go straight into the Snapchat Q&A, because the questions that you guys have sent me are literally so much. But yeah, let's just go to the first question. And the first question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay, with questions like this, I never know how to answer them, because I feel like I'm always going to limit myself. And I think that's just a natural thing to do. Like, someone would say to you, where do you see yourself in, okay, again, like this question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years, but what I do know is that I would have elevated so much within that 5 year period. So I don't know where I see myself in 5 years, but my passion is makeup and beauty, and you guys know that. So in 5 years, my goal, I would like to be on a whole nother level with it, whether that is doing seminars worldwide, whether that is world tours, whatever it's going to be. I just want to make sure that in 5 years I've elevated. I just know that in 5 years I cannot and will not be in the same place where I am now. And I hope that answers the question. Okay, so the next question is, how do you get a good color payoff when you do eyeshadow? From my tutorials, you guys can see that literally I don't ever prime my eyes with eyeshadow primer. I always use concealer. So the concealer that I use on beneath my brows, I always drag it down and just use that. I find that it just naturally makes the eyeshadow a lot more pigmented and just make it stand out a lot more. That's what I personally do. And she sent me another question, and next question is, what country are you from and what languages can you speak? Okay, so this is where it becomes a bit, well, it's tricky for some, easy for me. I was born in Guadeloupe, a small French island in the Caribbean, and I was raised in Saint Martin, which is like a sister island to Guadeloupe, again in the Caribbean. So I speak a mixture of English, French, just a little bit, but I understand it very well, and Creole, which is broken French. So it's just like our island's native language, but yeah, it's just a mixture. It's not a mixture of French or anything, it's just broken French, just like how there is broken English. So yeah, those languages I can speak. And her next question is, what is your biggest pet peeve? Oh my god, I've got so many. I get irritated by everything. Okay, well, one of my biggest pet peeves, I think, is people that chew. Oh my gosh, people that chew loudly really piss me off. Like, oh my god, that's a big pet peeve of mine. People that chew loudly, and I think that's the biggest one. Like, you will catch me giving someone the evil eye if they are chewing loudly. Like, that's just something I can't even tolerate. Next question is, if you were stranded on an island and found £20,000, what would be the first thing that would come to mind to do with it? Well, do you know what? First, Okay, first thing that will come to mind would be, okay, so where was that 20k when I wanted to get my mortgage? That would be the first thing that would come to mind. For the fact that I'm stranded on the island, I don't think I could do anything with it. But I think I would just keep it with me, and if I get rescued, I get rescued. And then if I don't, I'm gonna have to die with the money, but yeah. Have you always wanted to be an MUA? No. Actually, do you know what? Growing up as a child, I wanted to be a teacher because my auntie is a teacher and she really inspired me to want to be a teacher. And I just love the way that she made me understand things when teaching me, because she always helped me with my homework, and she always had a way of breaking things down and making life so much easier for me. So because of her, I actually wanted to be a teacher. But in school, I fell in love with the camera and I wanted to be a photographer. So I done photography as my A-levels, and then even my work experience was in a photography studio. And then God had a plan and he just made me an MUA. But yeah, no, I grew in love with makeup, I would say, because, you know, growing up, I always watched my mum do her makeup. At first I wasn't really interested, but then I grew to love it. And then here I am today. What does makeup do for you? Makeup inspires me. Makeup keeps me going. Like, I've been through, there's like so many significant moments of my life where I felt like makeup saved me. Makeup really kept me busy. At times where I felt like there was like, you know, I didn't know what to do with myself. I felt like, you know, like, what am I doing here? Like, I felt like makeup kept me busy, it kept me inspired, it kept me wanting to do more with myself. And then when I saw what I can do to someone in regards to how I made them feel when I done their makeup, that was a done deal for me. I said, no, 100%, I'm gonna pursue this career and I'm gonna be a makeup artist. Like, the way that it made me feel, it made someone else feel even better, and for that, yeah. How old were you when you started to learn your craft? Like I said, I've always watched my mom doing her makeup, so I started to learn from very young. It's just that I wasn't interested in it, but like, I knew how to do makeup from a very, like, so guys, like, I'm speaking like 9, 10, because I remember I was one of the first girls in my secondary school, so my high school in America, to wear makeup, and I was in year 7, so I was 13. So I always knew about it, but I was always scared to wear it because I wasn't allowed to. But from when I hit like a certain age at 13, I remember my mum told me I could start wearing mascara, then clear lip gloss. Then by the time I got to year 9, I was doing eyebrows and foundation. So yeah, so I started very young. I can't remember exactly what age, but I knew it was very young. How do you relax when stressed? I have alone time with me and God, because it's so crazy. Sometimes I find that no one can soothe me, no one can calm me down. So I try to get, like, when I get that way, that's when I know it's like, okay, Nelly, it's time for you to chill, kick back, just relax, clear your mind, meditate, have your alone time with God, and then come back. What has been your major difficulties in owning your business? The business side of things. It's all good, it's all great being amazing or talented at your craft, but once it comes to the business aspect of things, it gets so tricky. And this is when you need to re-educate yourself, or seek advice from someone that's doing it, or seek advice from a mentor, or just seek advice from a professional, or educate yourself as much as you can. And yeah, that's been the hardest thing so far, in terms of, you know, having my own brand, business, etc. Are you in a relationship? Yes. What are your religious beliefs? I am a Christian, and above all, as a Christian, I just believe that we need to love one another. Like, that is my number one belief, and I'm sticking to it. Like, we regardless of who you are, where you're from, what you believe, what you do, I just always think that love surpasses all. That's what I believe. What are your hobbies? Makeup. Makeup is my hobby. I go shopping for makeup as a hobby. I go holidays. Like, I had a holiday recently that just opened up my heart to holidays, so I think that's going to be a hobby of mine very soon. Any other hobby? Just chilling. Oh, being by myself. A hobby of mine is actually me time. I find it so important. Like, I'm always having me time because I think it's very important to just be by myself sometimes. I mean, sometimes everything just gets so polluted because you've just got too much going on. So yeah, my me time is definitely a hobby. What is your favorite color, food, item of makeup and hairstyle? Oh my gosh. Favorite color, blue. Food, chicken. Item of makeup, eyelash. I think I love eyelashes. Yeah, I do. I love eyelashes a lot. Hairstyle, I haven't got a particular hairstyle. I think a ponytail is my thing. Ponytail, if it's my hair, if it's weave, wig, straight. What would you say is your statement piece in your outfit? Your jacket, shoes, accessories, or handbag, and why? Girl, that question is just too much. But a statement piece, I think I would say your statement piece, I think it would be your shoes. I would say shoes because, you know, I've always, even myself, the reason why I say that is because I kind of thought back as to what's the first thing I see on someone is their shoe, and it's their shoe. Like, if someone's walking through the door, I don't know, I'm just thinking, like, if someone's walking through the door, I think the first thing I always see is their shoes. So yeah, it's definitely going to be shoes. And what else do you do outside of makeup and running your business? Having fun, living life, and having more fun. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have a baby brother that is 2 years old. And do you have any pets? If not, would you like to get one? And if so, what pet would you get? I would get a dog. Okay, I haven't got a pet. I would get a dog because I had a dog. His name was Lucky, but he died. I know. But the irony. But yeah, no, I would get another dog. Yeah, I would get another dog. I just think they're very, I hate cats, but I love dogs because I just think their personality is very like me, you know. When did you get the courage to start making YouTube videos? When did I get the courage? If you guys, I don't know if you can see this, but I actually started my channel 4 years ago, 4 whole years ago, but I only literally just started posting videos. The reason being, I did not have the courage. I couldn't stand the thought of the world seeing me, the world judging me, and then the world backlashing. That's the one thing I could not deal with. Nah, oh my gosh, I'm just thinking of the fear that I had, and yeah, no, that put me off completely. But oh my gosh, like, it was actually really bad, guys. Like, I had anxiety when I thought of YouTube. Like, it was so bad. But now the reason why I have the courage is because I've found a new confidence within myself. And where did I get that from? I just feel like I got that from just, again, spending time with God, just finding out about who I am, just knowing me better than anyone else. So once you know yourself, nothing that anyone can say to you or about you can affect you because you know who you are. So I think that's where I got my courage from. I needed to take time out and to really get to know me before the world got to know me. That way, anything that anyone else can say about me or to me wouldn't matter because I know who I am. But yeah, so that's when I got the courage, and that's when I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. And funnily enough, when I gave it a try, that time round, you guys really helped me get far to where I am today. So I appreciate you guys, and I love y'all for that. So next question is tips on how you go shopping for makeup. you know what, I can't even give you no tips, simply for the fact I don't leave my house with a strategic plan, you see. I feel like when you do that, you limit yourself. I don't ever leave my house with a plan. I just go out and buy, which is so bad, guys. Like, please do not be like me. But if you want bar makeup, I'm joking. No, don't be like me. Honestly, like, if you need something, go out and buy it. I binge buy, so I just buy things to buy things. There's so many makeup that I have and I haven't even opened yet because I just bought it because I liked how it looked. I liked how the bottle looked. I like it was limited edition, like things like that. Like, don't be like me. Just know what you're gonna buy and buy it. But what tip can I give you? I'm trying to think of a tip on how to do your makeup shopping. Yeah, man, just shop for the things that you need, and if you can afford it and you just want to treat yourself, then shop for the things that you want. But there's no way to go about it. I mean, it's like makeup. Whatever works for you works for you. Same way with shopping. If it works for you, then shop till you drop. If not, then be wise. That's all I can say. Like, that's my only tip in regards to shopping. Okay, guys, so next question. Have you always worked in makeup, and if so, did you work on a counter? That's a really good question, because I have except for my work experience job, which was in school when I was like 14 or something like that, my real jobs that I've ever got paid for has always been affiliated with beauty. Now, my first job was at Lush. Y'all know what Lush is. It's that store that has that strong smell, that bubble bath bomb. Yeah, I worked in that store as my first job in Chelsea. So I was super gassed. I was young. I was like 16, working in Chelsea, Kings Road. I was so happy. I really loved that job. That was my first job, and I remember again, I was the first amongst my friends to work, and it was an amazing experience, because from that, you know, as a friendship circle, we motivated one another in so many different areas. And yes, I worked there, and then after that, where did I go? I went to the Body Shop. So I left there. Why? Because I lived in the south part of London, and that was near, well, it's still south, but it's higher up to central. So getting home was quite far for me. And I worked on Saturdays and Sundays, and I finished quite late sometimes. And obviously having school in the week and stuff, I was always tired. Sometimes I would call in sick. Even though I wasn't sick, I was just trying to catch up on sleep. It became a lot. So eventually I quit, and I moved to the Body Shop, which is so much closer to home. It was about 10 minutes away from me, and I worked there for like a year and a half. Yeah, I worked there for a very long time. I worked there for a year and a half. That was my first serious job that I stayed there for a long time. Not forever, but for a long time. It was really good. I got training from there, which was really amazing. I learned how to pitch myself. I learned how to sell. I learned things like key selling points and customer service. I learned a lot in that place because I stayed there for a longer period of time. And then after that, I went to Boots. So Boots is like a drugstore where they sell makeup and different things in the UK, and I worked for Benefit Cosmetics. So Benefit Cosmetics was a counter stander inside of Boots, and I worked there for, again, I think another year. I think I done Christmas to Christmas because they recruited me at Christmas time, and I think I left just before the second Christmas. I worked there. That was really fun. It was really fun there. It was in the heart of a shopping centre. It was a lot of fun there. I met amazing people whilst working at that counter, people that I still speak to today, and yeah, that counter was really fun. And then after that, last but not least, MAC. So from Benefit, I went to MAC Cosmetics, and MAC was amazing. It was shop-hopping, but what I will say is that at that point, I've only been working for 4 years, but I feel like I've been working for 40 years. I hate retail. Don't get me wrong, I love meeting new people, I love it, but it gets draining. Retail, just standing all day with a 1 hour lunch and like a 30-minute break, it wasn't cutting it for me, and I just became so fed up, and it started to show in my attitude. So though Mac was an amazing place, oh my god, the reason why Mac was amazing was because the opportunities within Mac is endless. Like today you're a retail artist, tomorrow you're a supervisor, just like that. Within a year you can get that type of promotion. Like 6 months to a year you can get it. If you work for it, you can get it. Your artistry goes from 0 to 100 in no time. Why? Because every day, like, you're dealing with different customers, and unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunate, but Mac is that company that everyone knows and respects. The other companies I worked for, people knew about them, but did they shop there as much? No. It's someone, if you start, okay, so someone asks you, where did you get a foundation from? You're not exactly going to say Boots. I mean, not Boots, sorry. You're not going to exactly say The Body Shop. You're most likely to hear Mac. Mac is an amazing place where everyone goes for makeup at some point in their makeup journey. So working there, I met different people, I dealt with different skin types, and I worked alongside some really, really good artists. So they taught me so much. And then not even forgetting the training at Mac is done at their headquarters, so you know it's serious when you're going to the headquarters training. There you learn so much. You learn how to do things from a wing liner to eyebrows to lips, like, and it's so intense. Like, I love every moment of Mac, and the people that I met there, again, I can't stress how amazing they are. But nevertheless, it comes down to it still being retail, and for that reason I started to lose the buzz for it. And I knew that it just wasn't the makeup that made me get bored and tired of it. I knew that it was the retail, the business. This is what it always comes down to, is the business aspect of things that can make something very tedious, and that's what it was for me. And for that reason I left Mac. And yes, now I do this full time. I do YouTube and clients. So I'm a makeup artist, so I do clients as well as YouTube, and those two things I balance out, and they're my full-time job now. So with that being said, my advice to someone that is trying to get into makeup: get yourself involved in makeup. If you're gonna work, do not work for a company that's not going to benefit you in that area. If that's what you really want to pursue, why are you working somewhere that's not going to lead you to makeup? It's like would you go to uni to study something that you know and you know you're never ever going to pursue once you leave uni? It doesn't make sense. And so why would you do that with your life? So my advice to anyone trying to get into makeup is work on makeup counters until you feel confident enough to stand on your own 2 feet, and then do it yourself. Some people enjoy working on makeup counters whilst doing their makeup on the side. I done that and I loved it. It's just that I found that retail really drained me. So yeah, that would be my advice. Just get into there and just get as much out of it as possible. That's like with anyway, just, you know, educate yourself as much as possible, and then how can I say, add it into your own craft and perfect yourself. And I think this is going to be the last. I'm going to do like maybe two more, and this one is what helped you to draw closer to God. I've known God all my life. I'm a Christian. I've known Christ all my life, and you know, I was born in the church, raised in the church or whatever. And I'm not gonna, this is not a story whereby like I rebelled and like, you know, no, like I stayed in the church. But obviously as life goes on, you meet company, you go around the wrong people, and then things happen. For me, what made me draw closer to God was in the year 2015. And I had like something really major happened to me, like life changing, something that I will never forget, because I am who I am today, and I'm going to be who I am tomorrow not because of it, but it's going to contribute obviously to who I also become in the future, because it was that major. I'm not going to go into details, but that particular thing drew me in so much closer, and because of that I had to take time out and just really dig deeper. And I'm so happy, like I just live a life of no regrets. I'm so happy. Everything that happened to me, I truly believe happened for a reason, because honestly I wouldn't be here if that didn't happen to me, because I would have been caught up in something else. So I'm just so happy. And honestly, my thing is, when you're going through times of hardship and you feel like there is no one or nothing there, or you just feel like you're just going through this alone, just understand and remember that you're not going through this alone. I do believe that, you know, God is with you, and everyone goes through things for a reason, and just trust in the process. My thing is trust in the process. At the time, I wasn't trusting in the process, because I thought, why the hell did this happen to me? Or why the hell is this happening to me? But, you know, I met some amazing people at that period of time that helped me to open my eyes and to understand that I was going through these things for a reason, and I had to go through these things. I couldn't avoid it. If I avoided it, it would have happened at some point in my life, because I had to be molded into who I am today, spiritually, mentally, in every way possible. So yeah guys, so that particular thing that happened really drew me in closer to God. And last but not least, my last and final question is, could you give tips on how to keep motivated with being closer to God as a young woman? The tips that I can give is, you know, a tip, or I don't like saying tips, like advice that I can give is a piece of advice that my dearest, my lovely auntie gave to me, and it's to know who you are in Christ. I think it's just very important to know, first of all, who you are and why you are here at this moment in time. What is your God-given talent, and what is your purpose? These are for me, that's the advice, like a tip kind of thing, because once you figure out these things, life would make so much more sense. And hold on, what was the question? Let me try to remember the question. The question was tips on being closer to God. So yeah, once you figure out these things, and once you know why you're here and what you're meant to be fulfilling, naturally I believe it will draw you closer to God, because He placed that gift within you. He gave you that talent. He gave you this. He gave you that. What He gave you, He hasn't. What He has given you, He didn't give to anyone else for a reason, because you can do that thing. So I would just say, yeah, just know who you are, figure out your purpose, and to just stay in sync, and naturally you would always be kept close to God, because in knowing your purpose, naturally you would get a burning desire to fulfill it. You may not want to fulfill it today, you may not want to fulfill it tomorrow, but I do believe at some point in your life, the way things will happen, the way destiny is, and the way God will make things happen, is that you would naturally get a desire to want to fulfill these things. So yeah, that is my bit of my tip or advice to you, to any young woman out there that is trying to get closer to God. First of all, you know, just understand who you are in Him, love yourself, and He will do the rest. He will reveal to you who you are, why you're here, etc, etc. But yeah guys, this sums it up to the end. I hope you guys feel, you know, I just hope you feel like my friends now, because honestly, like, you guys are not fans, you're not subscribers. Honestly, like, you guys are playing an amazing big role in my life right now. You guys have no idea. And I hope with this Q&A, you guys feel like you know me a lot more, a lot better. And yeah, if you guys want me to do stuff like this more often, like, please say it. I always ask you guys to say it. Like, what do you want to see on my channel? Do you want to see challenges, vlogs? Like, what do you want to see? And it's something that I would always consider, and if it makes sense, I will do it. So yeah guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Tell me what you think of this Q&A. If you have any more questions, just list them below in the comment section, and I will try to answer it personally. But thank you guys for tuning in and watching and just having this vibe and this moment with me. And yeah guys, see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah.